Now live on Facebook if you want to log on there and be able to watch as you listen. I'll get everything set up so I can start calling on people. And just remember again, you you may not be able to always hear the people from home that well. We'll do our best to hear each other, and I'll be doing releases like I did this morning. So thanks for participating, and let's begin. Oh, and by the way, please share and like, those of you watching from Facebook, and please turn up your sound if you're just seeing this for the first time. If you don't have your sound on, you're not going to be able to hear what I'm saying. And by the way, please let me know if you like this format where I add Facebook Live to it. If you do, I'll continue working on all the technical issues and make sure that we get this as good as we can. So, let's see. We're going to start with Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Hale.
Hi.
Quick question. I've got this goal that I either want to get rid of or I want to take action on it, but I don't seem to be doing either or. I don't know if you can help me with that.
Sure. Well,
But
no, absolutely.
still here.
So let me see if I can summarize. There's something you'd like, and you haven't yet achieved it, and you're wanting to see if you can either get yourself to achieve it or just let it go. Is that correct? All right.
Exactly.
Cool. Mute your phone, and I'll explain a couple of things, and then I'll do a release for everybody. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, great. So most of us have things that we're wanting to achieve in life, and we can get really hung up on that. We can feel like we're not making enough progress, we're not seeming to get the goal, even if we're releasing. And most of us struggle with goals in general. So a couple guidelines. First off, make sure when you set a goal, it's one that's really your goal. Often we're pursuing our husband's goals, our wife's goals, society's goals, our children's goals, our parents' goals. We're not really pursuing our own goals. So, and by the way, there's a process which I'm not going to do right now because I want to focus on what Ryan requested. But if you're ever needing to get clear on a goal, you can simply ask yourself, what is my heart's deepest desire in general or about that particular thing? And then keep letting go until you gain a state of clarity. And you may actually need to do this over a period of time. And don't be concerned if you keep going deeper and it's not clear at first. If you're willing to keep probing it, if you're willing to keep examining it, if you're willing to open yourself to your own inner truth, you'll discover what your true goal is. But supposing you're certain you have your true goal and you've been working on it and you haven't seen results yet. Well, first off, just know that sometimes results come very quickly and sometimes they don't. The one thing I can assure you that if you're releasing while working towards achieving your goal, you're also letting go of everything inside of you that's holding you back, not just from that goal, but from every goal. So you may or may not get the goal right away, but you're furthering yourself on every level, whether you realize it or not, just by doing releasing as your focus for achieving goals. And the other thing is, it's important to get into action with goals. You absolutely can fully release and never need to take any action to get a goal, but that's rare. Most of us need to get into action, not just because sometimes action steps will lead to the goal achievement, but when we actually take actions towards our goals, what it does is it shows you what blocks you still have to the goal in a way that just simply releasing on it might not. And by releasing that, you're clearing the runway and making a lot more possible. And the bottom line is, the goal always should be to be okay whether or not you get the goal. And the reason for that is twofold. One is the more okay you are, whether or not you get the goal, the more likely you are to get it, although there's no guarantee. But at the same time, if you allow yourself to release so there's no attachment, no aversion to the goal, you're okay whether or not you get it, that is a huge piece of freedom. And that's the whole reason the goals process was created to begin with. So let's do a release on goals. And just a reminder, if you're just tuning in, please like and share this throughout the whole presentation. If you like something I've said or like a particular release, if you like it or respond to it in some way, people can skip to that part as they go through this recording in the future. So it's really helpful to people. And plus, I'd really like to see this get out to more people. That's why we're doing it on Facebook Live, in addition to the group that's signed up for these calls. And also, if you're just tuning in, remember to turn up the sound. So in this moment, allow yourself to think of a goal that you've been focusing on, but haven't quite achieved yet. And could you welcome whatever that brings up inside of you? Whatever thoughts, whatever ideas, whatever beliefs, whatever attitudes. Could you just let them be here? And then could you welcome too any wanting to control whether or not you get the goal, any wanting to make it happen, any resistance to any of the actions you might need to take, any attachment, any aversion, any wanting to do anything with or about the goal. And then could you also welcome any sense that it's your goal, that it's personal, about you or who you are? Any sense of identifying with the goal? Now that in and of itself will help release a lot of the obstacles. But let's take it a little further. In this moment, as best you can, could you just simply let the goal go? Now, why would you want to do that? To open to even greater possibility. And also to let go of any holdback that's contained within the goal. So could you let go of the goal? Turn it over to the power that is the way. And be open at least to the possibility that that goal has already been achieved. I know it's counterintuitive to let go of the goal, but the more you let go of goals, the more they come to you. And let's run through that one more time. Focus on that same goal or intention or dream that you'd like to achieve. And could you welcome whatever it brings up inside of you? Whatever thoughts, whatever feelings, whatever ideas, whatever pictures, whatever attitudes. Could you just let that all be here? And then could you welcome too any wanting to control whether you get the goal or not, any wanting approval for getting the goal, any wanting to feel safe around the goal, any wanting to be separate in association with the goal, and any wanting to be one with it, any wanting to do anything all with or about it, including push it away or hold it close. And then could you also welcome any sense that that goal is personal? It's your goal. It's attached to you. It's about you. Now that in and of itself is a huge release. But let's take it a step further. In this moment, could you just simply allow yourself to let go of the goal? Turn it over to the power that is the way. And could you be open at least to the possibility that the goal has already been achieved? Whether or not you can see it yet in manifestation. Just really turn it over to the power that is the way and hold in mind it is already done. Okay, the more you do that, the more you clear the runway for a goal. But know that it's going to take however long it does. Some goals come instantaneously and others take longer. And we never know really which is going to be which. But if you're persistent, if you're willing to keep releasing and taking action, everything is possible. Okay, did that help, Ryan?
Yes, thanks, Sam.
Good. Thanks, Ryan. So let's see, who's next? Paula. Are you there, Paula?
Hello, yes, I am here, and actually, the release that you just did really helped me a lot. I've had a goal of getting a new job, and I've had a lot of resistance to doing the things that I need to do to get a new job.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, why don't we do a release on that? Because that's a very common thing. We let resistance stop us from taking the actions we know we need to take or will be helpful to take in life. So let's do a release on that. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So mute your phone and I'll do this release with everyone. So whether you're working on a goal or not, we hit resistance all the time. And we forget that resistance is just a feeling like any other feeling. And when you let go of the resistance, your whole body, mind relax and you open to infinite energy. So let's do that now. So in this moment, could you just simply allow what is to be? And be, and be, and be. And then allow yourself to think of an action that you've been resisting taking. It could be an action about relationships, an action about health, an action about some sort of life maintenance. We always have lots of that. Or an action about wealth, or about any goal. And could you just simply welcome the resistance? Let it be here. And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of the resistance? Could you set it free? Could you allow it to dissolve? And then could you open to the flow, to the natural ease and support that's just beyond resistance? When you push yourself, you resist. But when you let go of resistance, there's no need to push. It's a circle that you can break. And when you break the circle, your energy opens up, and so does all possibility. So let's do that a few more times. Focus on that same thing or anything else that you've been resisting having, being, or doing. And could you just simply welcome the resistance? Let it be here. And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of that feeling of resistance? Could you allow it to unravel, to dissolve? And then could you allow yourself to welcome the ease and grace and flow and power that is just beyond resistance? And could you just let that power flow through you and around you, supporting you in having, being, and doing whatever you choose? And let's do that again. Focus on that same thing or anything else that you've been resisting having, being, or doing. And remember, resistance is just a feeling that can be released. And could you welcome that feeling of resistance? Could you just let it be here? And then as best you can, just for now, could you allow that feeling of resistance to unravel, to dissolve? Could you just let it go? Allow it to leave your system. Allow it to melt out of your body, mind, and out of your world. And then could you open to the grace and the flow and the ease and the power that's just below the resistance? When you allow the resistance to dissolve, then that power flows naturally. And let's do that one more time. Focus on that same thing or anything else that you've been resisting having, being, or doing. And could you just simply welcome the resistance? Could you welcome that feeling of pushing or pulling or efforting or having the brakes on, even though it's going towards something you'd like? And could you just let that be here? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you just set it free? Just do this inside. Just let it go as best you can. Allow the resistance to dissolve. And then open to or welcome the ease, the grace, the flow, the possibility, the power that is just beyond resistance, always available to you. And could you do that even more? Could you open to the ease, the flow, the grace, the power that is right beyond resistance, always available to you, and let it support you in having, being, and doing whatever you choose. Letting go of resistance is a very powerful thing that can support you in every part of your life. So I highly encourage you to just keep doing that. So did that help, Paula?
Yes, it did.
Great. Terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you. Debbie Lynn. Are you there, Debbie Lynn?
Is that me?
Yep.
Oh my, I didn't even know where the one part came from, although that is my meditation. How about when you resist, like when you have the feeling of power and you see the end result, why am I resisting that?
Well, let me tell you a little hint. It doesn't matter why. When we're when we're struggling with anything, one of the places where we get stuck is if we're wanting to know why it's hard, wanting to know why it's not working, wanting to know why we haven't achieved what we'd like to achieve. The only
Okay, so I should rephrase that. Letting go.
Yes, let go of wanting to understand it or figure it out. When we're wanting to know why we have a problem, it's only because we're planning to have the problem again. I know that's strange, but I've seen so many people, just by letting go of that one thing, letting go of wanting to know why, have their entire life turn around. Have things that have been stacking up or blocking them for a long time just go, just by letting go of wanting to know why. So actually, why don't we address that? Why don't we let go of the wanting to figure it out, the wanting to know why? Are you game for that?
Yeah, but I'm not so sure. Then that's fine, but I'm not so sure that I just want to let go of, and maybe that we come to the same point with that. I just want to let go of feeling that fear.
Feeling
Of
what?
what's on the other side.
I didn't understand those words. Feeling what?
When success enters my mind, and I feel it can be me, I'm resisting that abundance. And I'd like to be able to let that go.
Okay, great. Well, I'll do both. I'll do a release first on wanting to figure it out, and then we'll open to abundance. How's that sound?
Okay, thank you.
Great. So why don't you mute your phone and we'll move forward. So allow yourself. Well, if you can't mute it, then just don't say anything when I'm doing the release, and then I'll check with you when we're done. So allow yourself to just think of some issue or problem you've had in your life, some goal, some decision, some place where it may not be flowing as much as you'd like. And then could you allow yourself to check to see if there's any wanting to understand it or figure it out or know what to do? Now, let me be clear here. There's nothing wrong with knowing. There's nothing wrong with tapping your clear reason and intuitive knowingness. But when we're wanting to know, we're wanting to understand, we're wanting to figure it out, the wanting creates a barrier to our own direct perception. And that barrier is what's preventing us from finding the solution. So if you let go of wanting to know, if you let go of wanting to figure it out, then you have the possibility of seeing things from a totally new perspective. So think of something that you've been wanting to understand or figure out or make sense out of. And could you just simply welcome it? Let it be here. And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to figure it out? Could you let go of wanting to understand? Could you let go of wanting to know? And then just simply embrace or welcome or open to your intuitive knowingness and clear reason that's just below the wanting to understand. And let's do that a couple more times. Again, focus on that same situation or any place in your life where you've been trying to solve a problem unsuccessfully and you've been wanting to know what to do about it or how to fix it or wanting to understand it. And could you just simply welcome that? Welcome the wanting to figure it out, the wanting to understand it, the wanting to know what to do. And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to understand it? Could you let go of wanting to figure it out? Could you let go of wanting to know what to do? And then could you just allow yourself to welcome or open to your clear reason and intuitive knowingness. That which is just beyond the wanting to know. Your absolute knowingness. And again, focus on that same thing or anything else that you've been wanting to figure out or understand or make sense out of. And could you just let that be here? And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to figure it out? Could you let go of wanting to understand it? Could you let go of wanting to know what to do? And just welcome or open to your clear reason and intuitive knowingness. The part of you that already knows and has all the answers. I'll give you a little hint. Ask your heart, not your head, as best you can. When you truly open to the heart, it reveals clear reason and intuitive knowingness. Okay, now that's a great release to just continue doing on your own, but let's move on and do something on abundance too. So in this moment, could you allow yourself to just simply open to abundance, welcome abundance? And if there's any holding on or holding back or saying no to abundance, could you just simply allow that to dissolve? Could you set it free as best you can? And could you do that even more? Could you allow yourself to open to the infinite abundance of the universe that's always flowing right within you and around you, wanting to support you in whatever's in your highest and best good? Could you just welcome that and open to it? And if there's any holding on or holding back, could you just set it free? Let it go. Allow it to unravel. And then again, could you just simply open even more to the infinite abundance, the grace, the power that's right within you, providing you with all that is in your highest and best good? Could you just open to that, welcome that, allow it? And if there's any holding on or holding back, anything at all inside of you that feels like it's preventing you from doing that, could you just let it go? Allow it to unravel. Set it free. And just give yourself to abundance. Let it have you. By the way, those are my birds upstairs. They're trying to participate in the call. Okay, good. So Deb, did that help? Did you find that helpful, Deb?
Yes. Yes, I felt a little unraveling, and it's like you said, we just need to trust and listen inside, and I want everybody else to stay letting everybody else tell me something different.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. So please remember to like and share this throughout the video. If you share it, by the way, when it's live, more people will see it. And also, please turn up the sound if you're just tuning in. That way you'll be able to hear what we're talking about. So let's see. Who's next? Vince.
Hi, Hale. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Thanks. I just like assistance with releasing I have to group. I can't pinpoint it to anything.
Vince, what kind of phone are you on?
I'm sorry, just put on a landline.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just a little hard to hear you. So speak just a little more, more slowly, and because it just broke up and I didn't really hear you. And by the way, those of you listening at home, I apologize. We're on a speakerphone. I'm going to see if I can get better equipment for next month's calls if you all like this. Just let me know if you want me to keep doing this. Say that again. What would you like assistance with?
Just like assistance with an undefined grief. Can't pinpoint it. Have said the past few days.
So are you saying that you're experiencing grief, an undefined grief?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Great. We can certainly do a release on that. So if you can figure out how to mute your phone, go ahead and do that. If not, just let me do the release and then I'll check back in with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So often we have emotions that come up that we don't really know why they're coming up. They're not necessarily connected to anything, or they may be connected to the greater consciousness, and they might not be actually directly connected to what we're experiencing in this moment. And that's not at all unusual. And also sometimes it has something to do with our immediate environment too. We might be around someone or near someone who's going through a lot that's pulling up our own emotions. So the important thing to know is you don't need to know why you feel a particular way in order to let it go. That's one of the beauties and powers of the Sedona method is if you need to know something, if you need to know why, that will come as you let go. Often we hold on to wanting to know why we're feeling the way we do, and then we get stuck. So let's do a release on just emotion in general. And whether it's grief or apathy or sadness or fear or lust or anger or pride, any emotion that's holding us back in any way. So in this moment, could you allow yourself to welcome any emotion that you're experiencing in this moment? Could you just let it be here? And then as best you can, just for now, could you let it go? Just could you? Would you? When? And focus on that same emotion, or whatever's left of that emotion, or any other emotion if that one's completely dissipated. And could you just let it be here? Could you welcome it as best you can? And then as best you can, just for now, could you let that emotion go? Could you just set it free? Would you? When? And again, focus on whatever's left. And if it's completely gone, then focus on something new that you'd like to be free of. And could you just simply welcome the emotion? Let it be here. And then as best you can, just for now, could you allow that emotion to dissolve? Could you let it go as best you can? Would you? When? And then in this moment, notice that just from that little bit of letting go, you're either a lot lighter or a little lighter. But either way, could you just simply welcome the lightness, the ease that's starting to come up to the surface or shine through as you let go? Could you embrace that, welcome that, nurture that, let it wash over and through you? This is always a good thing to do before, during, and after releases. If you just stay focused on getting rid of the negative and you don't also embrace the positive, it can get dry, or you can give up way too soon. So again, could you welcome that inner goodness, that inner light, that inner joy, that inner peace, that's right beyond all emotion? Could you just let that bubble up and through and fill you up as best you can? By the way, that's a very powerful way of releasing. You can just welcome the goodness, even if you're not that aware of it in the moment. If you just have an inkling it's there and you start welcoming it, it comes more into the foreground. And it will really support you in your freedom. Well, good. Did that help, Vince?
Yes, thanks, Hal. There are times when I wish I knew where it's coming from, but I'll just continue to relate the moment.
Yes. I mean, there's obviously may still be more left, but just keep doing that. And remember, this recording is going to be up on the facilitator training registration page in a day or two, so you can download it and listen to it as many times as you'd like. And remember, all the releases we do on all these calls and all our programs, each time you do them, you get more out of them. But know that if it's something that's been there a while, even a few days, a few weeks, a few months, a few lifetimes, it may be a process in letting go. Just when you are letting go, be open to the possibility that every time you let go may be the very last time you need to on any particular problem, but at the same time, be open to however long it takes. So what you do is you embrace your courage and your patience with yourself. And at the same time, just be open to that spontaneous breakthrough that always is possible right here, right now. Okay?
Thank you, Hal.
Thank you. So, who else? Let's see. Peggy. Are you there, Peggy? Hello? Are you there, Peggy? I'm going to... Peggy, I apologize, but you don't have a very good connection, so I'm not going to be able to work with you tonight. But if you're on Facebook, maybe you can text me your question. And by the way, while before I call the next person, someone asked early on as we went through this for a release on separation, and I think I'll do that right now for everybody. So let's do it. And again, just a reminder: if you're just tuning in, please turn up the sound, and please share and like this. So, as long as we have any identification with the body-mind, we feel some separation. We feel some isolation. We can be in the middle of a crowd of people. We can be in an idyllic relationship. We can even be sleeping right next to someone we really love, and we can still feel alone and isolated, because that sense of separation that comes from thinking you're an individual separate from the all is always with you until you discover the truth of who you are. So in this moment, allow yourself to welcome any sense of separation you're experiencing in this moment. Could you just let it be here? And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of any sense of separation? Could you let go of any wanting to be separate and any wanting to be one? And then could you embrace the oneness? Could you embrace that which is already whole, complete, and enough as it is? And could you do that even more? Could you welcome any sense of isolation or separation you're experiencing in this moment? Could you just let it be here? And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of that sense of separation? Could you let go of either the wanting to be separate or the wanting to be one, whichever you're most aware of? And then as best you can, embrace the wholeness, the unity, the oneness that's just beyond all emotion, beyond all experience. That's just right here, right now. And again, in this moment, could you allow yourself to welcome any remaining sense of separation? Could you let it be here? And then could you just set it free? Allow it to unravel. Let go of any wanting to be separate or any wanting to be one. And then could you embrace the underlying unity, the oneness, that's just beyond all phenomena? And let's go into that even more. Could you just allow yourself to look through whatever's on the surface? The pictures, the sounds, the sensations, the ideas. And give your attention to the space. Give your attention to that which never changes. Give your attention to your beingness. And notice that all the phenomena you're experiencing at the moment is all on the surface. If you go a little deeper, there is already unity. There is already the one beingness. And as you focus on or welcome that one beingness, notice as best you can, at first this may be subtle, that it surrounds and interpenetrates all other experience. And it's not confined to the physical body. In fact, as you focus on that inner unity, check to see if you can actually find any boundaries, even at your skin. If you open to it, you'll notice that there are no boundaries except the ones we make up. There is only unicity, oneness, even if often it's way at the background. And could you just simply be what you are? And be what you are. And be what you are. Okay, good. So, let's see, who else? By the way, before I forget, in the page that this is going to be posted on in a day or two, the facilitator training page, it also already has 2.5 hours of the facilitator training that's coming up starting on the 18th. And it also has the pre and after facilitation procedure, which is not just useful for facilitation. It's something you can do before and after any event, any interaction with other human beings. It's something that if you incorporate into your life and start using, it helps with everything. And so that's all a gift from us to you. And it's available to anyone. You can watch it as many times as you'd like. It's a full 2.5 hours. It's the first segment of the course. And you can download the 2 PDFs and use them from now on. And I highly encourage you, if you're interested in helping others and really helping yourself, or if you're a counselor, a coach, a therapist, a doctor, a seminar leader, and you want to incorporate the Sedona method into what you're already doing, join us on the facilitator program, because it's going to be a very profound program that will help you help everyone you care about and help yourself profoundly as well. So let's see who's next. And again, it's on the same page as the material that's going to be posted from this release. Let's see. Sarah Watson.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, it's good to hear you.
Likewise.
Yeah, I am going through some big decision making about wanting to move to Phoenix, and there are a lot of going on that I have to make decisions on and things that I have to figure out my next. And it's just kind of, why did you move everything kind of cognitively shut down and get kind of numb to it? Mm-hmm. And a lot of what you're saying tonight here really makes sense, but I could really move maybe a little bit more direction with that.
Okay, sure. You know what's a very powerful thing to do, and I'll do it with everyone, is when you have a decision to make, the very simple, basic technique of advantages and disadvantages is a very powerful thing to do for releasing. So I'll do it with everyone, and then I'll check back in with you. So, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Great. So allow yourself to think of something in your life where you're trying to decide what to do. You're trying to know what direction to take. You're at a decision point, a turning point, a crossroads. Just think of one thing. And then in this moment, allow yourself to just look inside and check to see what the advantage is in going in that particular direction. And could you welcome the first thoughts or feelings that come to mind? And then dig a little deeper and see if you can get in touch with any wanting, wanting approval, control, security, separation, or oneness? And if so, could you just let go of the wanting as best you can? And what's a disadvantage in going in that direction? And could you just simply welcome whatever comes to mind? And then dig a little deeper and check to see if there's any wanting holding you back or confusing you. And could you just simply welcome the wanting? Let it be here. And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of the wanting? And what's another advantage in going in that particular direction? Again, just take the first thought or feeling that comes to mind. Just let it be here. And then dig a little deeper and see if there's any wanting for approval, control, security, separation, or oneness. And if so, could you just simply welcome it? Let it be here. And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of the wanting? And what's another disadvantage in going in that direction? And again, without censoring, just let whatever comes up, to come up. And then dig a little deeper and see if there's any wanting. And if so, could you just simply welcome the wanting? And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of any wanting for approval, control, security, separation, or oneness? Could you just set it free? Allow it to unravel. And let's do one more of each. So focus on that same thing and check to see if there is any advantage in going in that direction, in choosing that, whatever it is. And whatever comes to mind, could you just simply welcome it? Let it be here. And then dig a little deeper and welcome whatever wanting there is that may be holding it back. And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of the wanting? Could you just set it free? And then what is a disadvantage of going that direction? And again, welcome the first thought or feeling or idea that comes to mind. And then allow yourself to dig a little deeper and check to see if there's any wanting. And if there is, could you just let it be here? Welcome the wanting. And then could you just set the wanting free? Let it go. Allow it to unravel as best you can. Okay, good. Now, if you were doing this on your own, you would keep going back and forth as long as you'd like until you got the clarity you were looking for. Advantages and disadvantages is a way of dissolving the attachments and aversions around goals, around decisions, around turning points. And it's a very powerful process that, even though it's a basic process, it can really clear away a lot and open many doors. So allow yourself to explore it. Did that help, Sarah?
Yeah, it did quite a bit. It really helped free up. Just trying to get through all this stuff, and when you say unravel, that's a really good word to use, because it just gets so tied up in a knot, and it's hard to really let go. So I think that would be really good to look at that, the advantages and disadvantages, and make a
Great. So remember to keep doing that. We just did a few. If you just keep doing it, it will get easier. Okay.
Yeah, great, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, good. So just a couple of reminders. The video and the links are up on the facilitator training page now. So you can go there right now and start watching the video of the facilitator training and looking at and download the PDFs and start working with them. The video explains how to use them. I hope you decide to do the facilitator training. It's going to be a very, very powerful training. And it will support you both personally and in helping those you care about and bringing it into whatever other work you're already doing. Also, the recording from tonight is going to be on that same page in a day or two. So I love you all very much. I really appreciate all of you for participating. Remember, if you're watching at home, to like and share this. Let's get this out to the world. These calls are not just for graduates, they're for anyone who wants to release and feel happier, freer, more alive. It's just a gift from us to you, and it's one you can share with everyone you care about. So I'm going to unmute the phone so we can all say good day or good night. So thanks, everyone. And I love you all at home too. Thank you very much. It's been great. And we'll be doing this again next month. I'll see if I get enough positive feedback from doing these and enough shares and etc. Then I'll continue to do these both on the phone and on Facebook Live. So thank you all for watching, and until we meet again. Bye.